This is lack of oversight, lack of transparency. They'll send in one claim, see if it gets paid, and if it works, send another one in, and then maybe the next month, 10, 15, 20 until they get caught. You have people out there taking advantage of a system that is so big, so complex, that they're not going to get caught.
Taxpayer Protection Alliance President David Williams talking about how Medicare is being defrauded to pay out millions on behalf of people who've already died.
In a recent article, HumanEvents.com writer Matt Schuck pleads with the GOP, asking them to conduct oversight hearings on Medicare fraud, saying taxpayers are getting robbed every day and nobody in Washington is doing anything to stop it.
To go further in depth on this topic, the aforementioned Matt Schuck joins us live from Washington, where he's Skyping in, and from Newsmax New York, our good friend John Fund remains with us. So, Matt, this is something I thought when I was on the Ways and Means Committee. Have more opportunities opened up for waste, fraud, and abuse of Medicare over the past couple of years?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. And if you fought for it before, it sounds like we need to get you back on the Hill to fight for it again, because it looks like no one's doing anything.
So the oversight hearings have not taken place in any of the appropriate congressional committees?
No, they've completely fallen asleep on it. And since the program was implemented, it's located more than $10 billion in improper Medicare payments. Obama said he was going to make it a top priority, but he completely scrapped it and said there's no need for this. And I'll tell you why: the hospital lobby.
John, do you agree with that? The hospital lobby? Do you think that's the reason?
Well, it's one of the reasons. A program that big has a lot of beneficiaries, a lot of moving parts, just as you can have enormous waste in the Pentagon because the Pentagon procurement budget is so big. Medicare dwarfs even that. So the problem that you have is bureaucracy that wasn't really set up to control costs. It was just set up to add costs. Basically, the program is growing 8 to 10% a year. There are no effective controls on it because healthcare demands are infinite. Lots of people want healthcare. Lots of people want healthcare if it's basically a no copay or small copay. And there really is no way, I think, the way the system is currently constructed, for us to really contain fraud. You'd have to have a complete rethink. Now, Paul Ryan and various other people are trying to create the Medicare program, which is called premium support, where people would have control of their own dollars. They would go out and shop among private insurance companies, an expansion of the current Medicare Advantage program. That would have some hope of containing costs. But other than that, I'm afraid that this is another one of those out-of-control government programs with no end in sight.
About a minute and a half remains, Matt. Give me the angle the hospitals are playing in this thing. Why are they reluctant to see a crackdown?
They're reluctant because they're more or less being controlled by the hospital lobbies, and they want to essentially, it seems like kind of hot potato. Everybody wants to not upset their lobbyist influence, but they want to campaign on it. You know, where Obama says this is a top priority, but then behind closed doors, the hospital lobby says this is not really important. We want you to go away. And it just seems like every president and every administration goes down and they just play hot potato and give the debt to the next president. So our debt right now is $8.2 trillion. The majority of it is $6.3 trillion from Bush and $6.5 trillion from Obama. And you look at all of these programs that are just adding to the debt, and no one wants to do anything about it. No one wants to touch it. No one wants to upset the Washington influence. And then they're just going to pivot it out to the next administration.
Well, we'll keep our eye on it. It's in need of real reform. And again, it's something we were talking about during my days in Congress. We talk about reforming Medicare and cracking down on the fraud, but the hospitals are a very powerful force. Some would say a powerful lobby. Matt Schuck.
We need you back.
That's right. We very much appreciate your time. We'll continue to follow the story. Matt, join us again because it's something that warrants our attention in the days ahead. John Fund, hang in with us. There is more straight ahead here on America's Forum on what has been a very busy Monday. And we'll be back with more.
Better not read a tweet from you tomorrow.
Oh, it could be something interesting. Lots more ahead on Newsmax TV.